Yo, hello guys, welcome back to another figure review of mine. Now we're gonna take a look at the variable action heroes, Sanji. But first we need to heighten up this camera because this figure is pretty big. You know, this is the packaging to start off with, but first let's adjust the camera because I'm not prepared like I should be. But anyway, so this figure is my Christmas present. And I dropped it just now, a little bit, not that much, but a little bit, and I'm really bummed out by it. It's not from a very height, but I dropped him, and I'm very sad actually. But nothing happened. But you know, I'm autistic in that kind of things. Sorry if I offend people. I'm just not trying to say anything with it. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, now it just feels like something is wrong with it, but it isn't. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just still good. You know, look at I just like the proportions of the boots. Look at these shiny, glossy looking boots. And there is a weird kind of shading on it. Purpley black shading on the black. But mostly it's just molded in black. But it's airbrushed black over the mold black. That's definitely, I know for sure, because the smell of this figure is just like a NECA figure. When I took him out of the packaging, the smell was pretty strong. So that is because it's been airbrushed in black. And Sanji is a very cool character. He's very strong. He's a kicker. He only kicks. And yeah, you can get some cool kick poses out of this guy, and if you want to play with it, you can kick around with him, and it's very fun, you know. It's a very cool figure. I really love it. This is not loose, but it's smooth. It's too smooth because of that my figure dropped on the ground. I had him like this, and then he was a little loose there, and then he fell down on the ground, but not from a very high. Not very height, but anyway, I'm kind of bummed out by it. I like the upper body look of this figure with the buttons, and his you know, his whole suit just looks cool, and he always smokes a cigarette. And I like the hair, the head sculpt. The head sculpt, just like he looks just like this in the anime. I think they captured the look of this figure very good, and I like the shading on the hair with the darker yellow and the lighter yellow. And you can see there is a joint in the head. But I'm getting back on the articulation in a bit. But first, let's take a look at the packaging. This is the packaging. It's a window box with the figure displayed on the front, and this is the side, another picture of the figure, and some other poses and face expressions of the figure, and another picture of the figure on the side. So yeah, and this is the top, and the bottom looks like this. Now you can open the package, the box. And this figure is really expensive. This is my most expensive figure I have in my collection. I bought this figure for $140 because it's very rare here in Holland. It was a Christmas gift, but I mean, like, I paid it with the Christmas gift money that I have gotten, with a little bit of my own money combined, or else I wouldn't never have bought this figure. But I do like Sanji. I like the character. And this is the tray of the accessories. He comes with the jumbe foot, which you can pack into his right leg. It's just a little bit like you pack in a hat. It's like a pack, and a pack hole is in it. So, but I'm not gonna mess around with it because this figure is so expensive. Maybe later on I will do it. And I'm not gonna mess around with this. Sorry guys. He has a normal facial expression here. He has hearted eyes, two stumps without the fingers, so he can put it in his pocket here. I'll show it off in a bit. Smiling face with a cigarette. I don't know how to explain this expression, a smiley one, and also a hairpiece with the glasses, and he also has one cigarette holding hand. So that is the accessories. Those are the accessories, and what I was saying, you have two pockets here, and if you put into the hands without the fingers, you can put it into his pocket, because he stands a lot of the time with his hand in his pocket, you know. So that's cool. And what I was saying, the articulation is nice and smooth, but I dropped it just now, and it feels like it's a little bit loose on some points now, like this. But I don't know if it's because of that or because it already was. Maybe it's just me, but I'm kind of bummed out by it, to be honest, and I feel terrible. So basically, his head is on a ball joint, and his hairpiece. So his neck and head and they are on ball joints, 3 ball joints, so the range of motion is good in there. And if you can see, he has butterfly joint, he's a butterfly joint horizontally and vertically, sorry for my English, and also on the back. And he also has a ball joint here in here, if you don't know if you can see it. So like that. So yeah, you have great range of motion. You can shift his shoulder up, a little bit down. You can bring it in with his butterfly joint, and also it's a great range of motion. He has double jointed elbows, but he also has a swivel here in the top. It's a pec which packs into his bicep, and his hands are on hinges. He has a two double joints here, one at the torso and one at the diaphragm, upper diaphragm, and you can crunch forward very much like this. That's very cool. I like ab crunches, and crunch backwards pretty far as well. And it isn't loose, but it's smooth. But because I dropped it, I have the feeling it's a little bit more loose than it was out of the packaging. I'm really bummed out by it, man. And his hip joints are the weaker points. Look at this. I don't like how this looks here. His crotch. I don't like how that looks, his crotch. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you gotta live with it though, and you gotta take it for granted. But for a figure so expensive, yeah, I would expect a little bit more. But on the other hand, it does actually just look like Sanji looks in the anime, so you can't give the figure wrong for only that, you know. So what I was saying is a little hinged out. It can hinge out, not down but out. It's weird, and it can kick forward pretty far, but it hinders the articulation a little bit. But it is a soft material. You can push it further if you want to, but I'm not gonna force that. What I was saying. Such an expensive figure, I'm not gonna mess around with that. He can hinge out to there. He has a double jointed knee, which the range of motion is really good, and he has a joint here, his sleeve of his sleeve, I don't know, and then a hinge at his toe. So yeah, so this figure is pretty cool. I would definitely recommend it if you are a One Piece fan, and if you're not, then I will still recommend it, because, you know, yeah, you gotta consider, if you can buy it for $80, then I will recommend it, but $80 and up is only for the real One Piece fans. And I'm not even a One Piece fan, I'm an anime fan. I like most animes, but not all. You know, One Piece has really strange style of characters, but this one is the most normal one, just to say that. So please stand, and I'm gonna show off the scale of this figure. He's very big. You know, it's in the Marvel Select scale. If you look and compare him next to the DC Icons figure, you can see he towers over it. An SH Figure Art figure, just a standard one like this one, he towers over it as well. But if you compare him next to, let's see, Marvel Select, you know, let's see a Marvel Select figure, then that's just the same, because Sanji is a little bit tall, not very tall, but they could be the same height as Venom. He could, you know, this is good in scale with each other. But yeah. These two stack up pretty good as well. I like the proportions, different scale, height difference between these two, and you can look. He's a little bit bigger than the NECA scale as well, a little bit, but not much. it's just, you can't make it work, you know. So yeah, that is my review on this figure. I definitely will recommend what I was saying if you can buy it for at least 80 bucks or less, but it's kind of hard nowadays because he's very hard to come by nowadays. So I hope you can find it if you are a One Piece fan, because Sanji is a very cool character, my favorite in the franchise. He's a very cool kicker. I can show off a little bit how he fights, like jumbly jumbe. You know, he's very strong because he can take a lot of punches as well. He can, you know, it's a little bit comparable with Dragon Ball Z, but less strong, and they can't really fly. He can't fly because he uses his legs power to accelerate into the sky. Anyway, that was my review. I hope you guys like this, and see you guys later. Take care.